Hey everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the vlog. In today's episode, we start to reassemble the TT. So today is reassemble day and we are in the, well, we're about to start putting the car together as we mentioned. We've got most of the bits, in fact all of the bits that I think we need to start this reconstruction. So we're going to start off with a water pump. Let's start off with that because that's the most controversial one. You'll see why. But first, I need to get some height in this car, so let's jack it up so we can start working on it at a reasonable height. Right, so the first job that we're going to tackle is this water pump. Now I bought a replacement water pump, it wasn't a new one, and with these water pumps, Audi or the VAG group improved them all the time. This one is a revision J model. The one that I got supplied to me was a revision H. So this is a superior water pump. Now the damage on the water pump was just the outlet down here. Let me show you the part in question because I've taken it off. So this is what's been damaged. I've taken this off the other water pump and I've checked it thoroughly. It is exactly the same part. This just screws onto there like that. Now I have two choices. I can fit an older revision part on here, which doesn't fill me with a lot of hope, or I just replace the broken bit which is down here, and it literally just screws in. It's got a new gasket fitted on here and that's it. Which one would you do? Yeah, I'm gonna just screw it in. Let's do that now. Right, so that's the water pump piece sorted. The next thing that we need to sort out is this here. So if you remember from last week, I mentioned that the connector here has been broken off and that I had a replacement compressor. Now somebody mentioned in the post that you can just take this off and replace it, and I kind of discounted it and said no, I don't think you can. I'm going to apologize to you because you are absolutely right. You can replace this piece here, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So here's my water pump, and like I said, not my water pump, my compressor. Now I can use this as I mentioned, however I know that this works, and so it makes sense to just keep this in place. So we're going to take this connector off here and then fit it onto there. Now taking this off is really simple. You just literally undo a circlip in the middle here, and then this whole center unit here will then wiggle off and come off. So I'll show you on this one here. We'll take this off and then we'll just fit it. Right, so we have our switch in place, and that's now securely in place and ready to be connected up. Here's the old one. It's exactly the same. All it is it's some kind of valve or electrical connection. You can see it's got like a solenoid at the end that pushes on and off with the current. So that's all that it is. That's now in place. Saves us having to remove that, and I know you die-hard guys who like to see things removed, etc., but really we saved a lot of time by doing that. and also it means that these joints here, they tend to be quite weak. On my S3, they both of them broke, forcing me to having to replace those. So rather than risk breaking these, because they do get a little brittle, these are aluminium and they are subject to freezing cold temperatures and then hot temperatures, so they do get brittle and they break. So by doing this fix here, it means that we don't have to do that. Okay, let's get the hose system all together now. So we're going to connect the hose up here. We need to replace this joint here, and then we're going to connect back up the boost pipe with the boost pressure sensor. And then once we get that in place, we'll then start to, I guess, put on the front slam panel. Okay, so we've got our water pipes all in place, and this is the notorious missing water pipe that should be over here. Now down here you can see that we've got our connector, and we normally stick this into the boost pressure switch. That's what this is. Now we're going to fit a race chip, so this is a perfect opportunity to pre-wire it. So here is our race chip wiring that will go into place, which piggybacks onto here. Normally you've got a radiator and a fan in a way here, so you've got to kind of get your hand underneath and do it, and it's a real fiddly job. But with the front of the car apart like this, it makes it so much easier. So let's fit the race chip preparation cable in, and then we can then carry on with the radiators. Okay, so the final of the pipe is the boost intake pipe, and that's this one here. So this is a replacement one. So we'll fit that, and then that's all the pipe work done, and then we can then concentrate on fitting the radiators along with the slam panels. Next stage, our radiators. So this is our condenser for our air conditioner, this is our intercooler, and that's the radiator. The radiator goes at the back, intercooler in the middle, and then the condenser, black, goes in the front. Here's our original three, all smashed up and dented up, as you can see. So we now need to just mount these three together, and then once we do that, they'll be ready to then go in the slam panel. We'll get the slam panel and then do our first fit to make sure that goes in okay. Right, so here's our fan. It's not a new fan, it's a second-hand fan. That's the final piece to fit in this sandwich, and once we get this on, then the whole sandwich is ready to put into the slam panel. So we'll do that now. Okay, done. So the sandwich is now complete. We have a fan, our radiator, intercooler, and then down the bottom we have our condenser. Now to fit this into the slam panel, and then well, actually before we fit this into the slam panel, we're going to get the slam panel and just make sure it fits into the frame here.
There's no denying what we want. There's no denying what we want. Playing games, no. There's no denying what we want.
Okay, so we've got the frame in place now. So we've got our slam panel in, and we've put our crash bar in. And do you know what? Everything lines up just right, perfectly. Yeah, everything. I'm very happy with that. There are no issues. All the screws are in place. They're not tight. Everything is loose, which means we've got a good fit. So there's no stress. So we know that it is pretty square, and all the holes also all line up as well. So I've got one screw there, but you can just see the hole just down there, and then the same on the other side as well. So right, so now that we've done this and we can see that it all fits in nice and square, I think we can now put the radiators in place. So there's a few things that we need to do to dress the radiator. There's a couple of bungs that go down in some holes. Let's see if you can see it. There's one just down here, and then there's one on the other side here. We got those, we didn't have those before. That's these things up here. Then we've got our side supports. That's these things here. They actually attach to the side of the radiators, and they plug into here, and then they all slot nice and compactly inside here. Good. Okay, so just a couple of things that we need to do. We need to just make sure that these pipes down here, so we've got the intercooler pipe just down the bottom here, we need to make sure that we can actually tighten up the screw underneath, because that caught me out the last time when I put the radiator in together. I couldn't get everything in because the screw was in the wrong angle, so I had to take it all off and do it again. So yeah, we're learning as we go. Good, let's get this radiator assembled, and then the next phase will be to top up the tank to see if she holds water, which will be a good test, wouldn't it? Okay, so that's it for this week. Now, we would have started the car this week. Unfortunately, the battery in the car is proper dead. So we're going to have to give it a bit of an overnight charge and get it conditioned, etc. so we can do that. So in the next episode, we will be topping up the fluids and then giving the car some run time to make sure everything is okay. And in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe down here and click on the notification bell so you're notified whenever we release any new videos. Now, just before we go, a bit of an apology. I was going to release a video during the week, midweek. Unfortunately, events overtook me, and I wasn't able to release a video. But I promise you will have a midweek video this week. and it is to do with the courier, and and we've now got all the bits to finish off the job, so that's now going to drop next week. Okay, so Thursday you will have midweek, and then we'll have part 3 or 4 of the TT. So have a good week, guys, and we will see you on the next one.